I'm Dwight Gow and you're watching Newcastle Fan TV.
Hello everyone, welcome to Newcastle Fans TV. My name is Will Dixon and this is the opposition preview for Newcastle's game versus Liverpool at St James's Park. This week we have Chris from the Redmen TV, a fantastic YouTube channel, and now our partners through our association with Ball Street. So Chris, take it away.
Hello and welcome to Newcastle Fans TV. I'm Chris Pajak from the Redmen TV Liverpool fan channel. Thanks to Lee for inviting me over here. I'm here to give you a little bit of a preview for what you can expect to see from Liverpool Football Club under Jurgen Klopp ahead of our game at the weekend on Sunday at St James's Park. So the likelihood is that we'll see Simon Mignolet in goal. Lloris Karius has been our Champions League keeper. He has been rotating the goalkeepers, but I do expect Simon Mignolet to come back into the side for the weekend. We've been rotating our right backs, to be honest with you. We've been looking at either Trent Alexander-Arnold or Joe Gomez. Because Trent Alexander-Arnold played in midweek, I expect it to be Joe Gomez at right back. Joe Gomez is a young lad that we bought from Charlton a few years ago. He's actually a bit of a centre-back by trade, but we've been utilising him over on the right-hand side as well. And we've been swapping him every couple of games with Trent Alexander-Arnold, who's a young centre midfielder, one to keep an eye on for the future, definitely. The much maligned centre-back pairing will be Joel Matip and Dejan Lovren, most probably, with Alberto Moreno or Andy Robertson playing left back. Now, Liverpool play a 4-3-3 formation, but it's really quite a fluid 4-3-3 formation. So we can expect to see somebody like Jordan Henderson in the centre of the park with maybe Gini Wijnaldum. You could see Phil Coutinho drop into this central role as well. He's been playing out on the left-hand side, but he was also playing centrally in pre-season. Because of the suspension to Sadio Mane, we've seen more of him on this left-hand side after his back injury. And then we probably will see Sadio Mane over on the left-hand side, Roberto Firmino up top in the false nine position, and Mo Salah on the right wing. Now, Mo Salah's obviously a new signing for us. He scored loads of goals so far this season. I'd expect to see him coming in from this right-hand side and trying to look for a goal maybe at the back stick. He scored a few back there so far. Obviously, there's also people like Emre Can who could come in. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, since his sign from Arsenal, hasn't been the best player so far, but you know what? Liverpool fans, I think, unilaterally are trying to get behind him. He's not played brilliantly, don't get me wrong, but you know, I think we all realise that, you know, you've got to get behind players, especially when they're just new to the club and learning Klopp's system and stuff. So what you'll expect to see really is Alberto Moreno come down this left-hand side as an attacking fullback. Now, he's been terrible for us since he signed, if I'm honest, but this season he's really stepped his game up, not only in an offensive sense, because he's got a couple of assists so far this season, but defensively his position just seems to be a lot better. Now, the centre midfield partner will Jordan Henderson normally covers the space there, and he's got to do a bit of touchline to touchline cover, whether we're attacking down the left or we're attacking down the right with either Joe Gomez or Trent Alexander-Arnold. The midfield three, what we've seen actually is quite an industrious midfield three in the Premier League. That's what's been kind of working for us with Jordan Henderson, Gini Wijnaldum and Emre Can, and what you'll see is quite a lot of rotation in this midfield. So Jordan Henderson sometimes been leading the press, and Wijnaldum will move in, and then we'll spend a couple of minutes playing in that formation, and when play calms down, you'll see them swap again. Emre Can's been sort of tasked with getting into the box and arriving late, sort of like Frank Lampard used to do for Chelsea. So that's really how Liverpool sort of set up. Sadio Mane has been our outstanding player this season and last season, in fairness. You know, player of the year for Liverpool last season. We missed him massively in January last year when he wasn't able to play because of the African Cup of Nations. Here's the danger man right here. These two on the wings. Firmino will drop into space, look to pick the ball up, and then look for a ball over the top. Now, I expect Newcastle to be able to deal with that. You know, we know Rafa Benitez so well, and we know that he can set a side up not to lose football matches. One of the things that Newcastle will have to change from their historic sides is if you want to play against Liverpool, you don't play it with a high line. Now, I expect that Rafa Benitez has completely changed the DNA of that side already, so there won't be those balls over the top. But even if we're entering into your final third, Mo Salah's still pointing, still wants to make that run, still wants to get into the box. And listen, if we've got players like Phil Coutinho who are dropping into the middle of the park here, he's the guy who can feed these guys as they make their run inside. Salah will likely step hold the ball, he'll look to step either inside or out. He doesn't mind going and using his left foot over on that wing, maybe whip a ball in for Roberto Firmino. But the strength of our side really is the fluidity of these front three here. You're looking at Mo Salah, Roberto Firmino, Sadio Mane, and they'll switch plays, they'll switch positions throughout the game. You know, they will just spend 5 minutes where maybe Firmino plays out on the left and Mane has a little go at your centre-backs. And maybe if Mane's not having success against your right-back, he'll switch over here with Mo Salah. And you'll see that quite often during the game. As I say, it is a fluid 4-3-3 formation. Sometimes you might see it as a bit more of a 4-2-3-1 as well, if we feel that that's necessary. And Phil Coutinho trying to pick up a little bit of space in that number 10 position. And again, look for those passes to Sadio Mane, to Mo Salah and Roberto Firmino dropping deep. Another thing that's well noted on Jurgen Klopp's side is gegenpressing. Now, what we tend to do, and we've seen a bit of an evolution of this so far. It's not revolution, it's evolution this season. And what we're tending to sit a little bit deeper. And we used to press with Roberto Firmino and the two wingers really high up the pitch, and Adam Lallana coming from behind, although he's injured for this game. And they'd set the press really high up the pitch, and we'd look to win the ball back maybe in the final third or your half of the pitch, certainly. But what we've seen a little bit more of this season from Liverpool is an ability to just wait a little bit until you cross into our half, and then you might see a press from Jordan Henderson coming past Gini Wijnaldum, Coutinho exactly doing the same. And the reason I think that Liverpool have started to move towards this deeper press is ultimately because we've got the pace of Sadio Mane and Mo Salah, and if a team draws onto us, we can hit them on the counter-attack. Liverpool's side, for me anyway, as a football fan, is built to get a lead and then destroy teams. You know, and the problem that Liverpool have had so far this season is that defensively we've been pretty all over the place. You know, we've been very, very poor defensively. You'll have seen it in the press if you follow football, like I'm sure you do because you're on a YouTube fan channel. Then you'll realise that Liverpool's defence has really been spoken bad about. And the reason, one of the reasons for that is we're switching off at the back. You know, we've had a lot of refereeing decisions go against us, like every football fan thinks about their team. But these individual errors that we've seen, like Dejan Lovren inexplicably somehow misses the ball in the 6-yard box against Sevilla in the Champions League time. We end up drawing that game, and you know, it's not, Joel Matip's probably our best centre-half. We got him on a free last season, but he's not that commanding Carragher-like centre-half. He's more of a play the ball out from the back. Now he's very tall, so he wins a lot of headers. He's not the guy who throws himself full throttle into challenges and stuff. That's just not him. And I think because of the way that we attack with our fullbacks so often high up the pitch, what ends up happening is we tend to start splitting the centre backs a bit, and Jordan Henderson might drop a bit deeper. And one of the reasons that I think Liverpool have been so poor is we've seen it against Leicester over the years, actually not just this season, but we've played them twice in the last week and a half, is these balls into the channels. Now, if you've got a pacey striker who doesn't mind ending up, you know, into a channel, then Dejan Lovren and Joel Matip aren't the best defenders in space. Matip's better than Dejan Lovren. Lovren, for me, he gets his body position all wrong, and sometimes it's too easy for strikers or wingers to turn him. Now, if I was in Newcastle side and I was Rafa Benitez, I'd be looking to exploit that space as maybe an attack comes down the left-hand side. So Moreno attacks, the attack breaks down, I'd be hitting that space early. And the reason for that is that these guys aren't great in space, if I'm honest. We've seen against Leicester in the last Premier League game, you know, we were much better defensively, but we're still not there yet. You know, set pieces were pretty terrible at defending. We do a mix of zonal and man marking, and it's quite strange, really. You'd see, you know, you got your goalkeeper here, and you might have Dejan Lovren just on one edge of the 6-yard box and Joel Matip here. And for some reason, Roberto Firmino seems to be the guy in the sort of centre of the three, and it really doesn't work for me. And you know, I'm not a master tactician or anything, but I think sometimes, like, Jordan Henderson's about 6'2". He can get his head on the ball. It seems strange that our number 9 is the guy that's, you know, central to everything we do from a defensive point of view. Another thing we've looked pretty weak on is free kicks from this area of the pitch here, and we hold a line on the edge of the pitch like most Premier League teams do, but we tend to drop that little bit earlier. Now, again, against Leicester in the last game, we did that quite well. We caught up a couple of 6 Leicester players offside in one move, and Okazaki's goal got disallowed because of it, and we've got to continue to do that. We are working, I believe, on the training ground to improve us defensively, but we defend best when we defend as a team. And, you know, when we go behind, that's not the type of football that Liverpool want to be playing. We want to get the first goal, draw a team out and then start to look to hit them on their counter-attack, and that's the way that Liverpool will win this game if we are to do so. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on Liverpool and how you think the game will go in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to Newcastle Fans TV. The channel's come on leaps and bounds since we first got in touch with Lee, nearly probably 2 years ago now, so thanks very much for having me on. Do him a favour, like the video, subscribe to his YouTube channel. If you want to see Lee's version of this video, then that's on the Redmen TV. It's youtube.com/the Redmen TV. I will wish you a nice weekend, but I can't wish you a happy Sunday from 4:30, because ultimately Liverpool is what I'm about and I want Liverpool to win the game. Anyway, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.
Okay, thanks Chris, much appreciated. And yes, if you haven't checked out the Redmen TV before, I would definitely recommend that you go over there and check it out. But also make sure you like the video, subscribe to Newcastle Fans TV, let us know what you think in the comments down below and give us some score predictions. And I've been Will Dixon, this has been Newcastle Fans TV, and I will see you later. Bye for now.
We're raising money for the Bradley Lowry Foundation by walking from the Stadium of Light to St James's Park on October 24th. Please help this great cause by donating. The link is in the description below.